And we're live. Welcome to Quest and Quill. This week's episode of Facing the Frontier, Delta on the River. Where we last left off, the party had journeyed through the swamp where they were guided off course by a mysterious mist, which informed them of dark goings-on underneath the settlement to the east. The party, listening to this voice in the mist, decided to then venture east, where they found a Mr. Grundle, a poor fisherman on the outskirts of Delta City. He told them, but indeed, people had been going missing. In fact, there had just been a murder. So, as the party tend to do, they went to investigate, where they found the whole family destroyed. They took the last body to the church, where it was brought inside, and then the party was rather swiftly told that the other bodies had been taken by the Inquisition, and they were not to follow, and they were not to pursue this, and that they had been thoroughly warned before the preacher slammed the door in their faces. And with that, the party is out in the light rain of the swamp, in this sort of humid overcast that really never seems to go away. And you stand outside this little stone church house. What would everybody like to do? How are you guys going to proceed?
Aslan will ask, so what now?
I don't know.
We head to town. Yeah.
Well,
We need to stock up on.
What was that, Frank?
We need to stock up on some supplies, don't we?
Town.
I feel like any shopping we might do, maybe we could do in Delta City, yeah? I'm sure we could get a hot bath there, too.
That sounds good.
I agree.
Savior knows I need it.
Let's decide it then.
What time of day is it?
It's about midday at this point. You guys have done some traveling and some investigating and some pole boating around with the body in your little canoe thing.
Would we be able to reach the main city proper in before nightfall?
Well, none of you have traveled this way, but if you ask Mr. Grinder, he'll tell you, well, you'll arrive after nightfall.
How much for after nightfall?
Depends how fast you go. River currents can take you quick if you know the way and if you're lucky.
Don't
Let's
think
go
we'll be
then.
relying on luck.
Don't have to rely on luck. We didn't rely on luck on the way here.
Say we brave the darkness. Worst case, we have the lantern.
How can we go?
Well, is everyone ready?
Sure am. Just need to. I bought rations from him last week, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So I'll start piling those up onto the boat. And
John would try to find a moment alone with Grendel.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as he has an opportunity, he's going to slink up next to him and whisper over his shoulder saying, "Hey, here, I want you to have this." He goes and offers him a pouch of coins with 20 gold in it. And then he says, "Don't tell the others. I have a reputation to uphold.
He
This is for you and your family."
he opens it and he looks inside and his eyes sort of widen. You sure?
Of course. I'll see you around. I'll come visit you. We will come visit you at the ranch when we can.
He takes one out and he bites it. Where's this launch again?
About half a day's west of Tenton. Just once you reach the tracks, just follow it all the way up. You'll see the tent city. That's Tenton. And then a half day's west of there is the ranch.
Right. I'll take the family.
Good luck to you. And
Thank you. And he like grabs your hand. He like shakes it very vigorously. Thank you, really.
In these times, we need to stick together. Good people, brave people. You're doing right by your kin, keeping them safe. Going on this journey, it takes courage. You have my commendations.
And you mine. Thank you again. And
Godspeed.
he sort of waves you off. And as you guys are pulling your way away, he walks inside. And you hear like a scream from the woman inside. And then some loud exclamations. You're not quite sure if they're negative or positive, but there's some rather rude words thrown around.
Well, I think that's our cue, guys. Let's get out of here before it gets nasty.
Yeah, let's go.
all right.
So yeah, we get in our little dinky little dugout canoe, and then we make our way east, seeking the Delta City.
You guys make your way once again on this great greasy green river that slopes and slurs its way through the swamp, and where the land before was, boggy and rough, it seems to almost flatten out and become more of a wetland. And as it does, you go through patches of trees, and the sun slowly sets in the direction that you're going and turns dark. But as it does, you start to notice the first lights of the outskirts of the city. And it seems that you were going through these lights the entire time. You noticed a couple of small shacks along the riverside, but these shacks just seem to build in number until eventually sometime maybe 9, 10 p.m., it's not yet midnight, you're fully within the surrounded pool of light. There's other boats and barges ahead of you, and you are now fully at the outskirts of the city of Delta. The first thing you notice is the smell, as a combination of human nastiness, I'll just say, and the strong odor of fish seems to just sit over the entire city. And as you guys are rowing in, the shacks around you on the outskirts seem rather dingy and wet, with some fire lights and small oil lamps. But it's a rather dingy, dark place with little small islands and bridges connecting them through the houses, and it's a mess. As you guys row in, you notice that while ahead of you in the light there are quite a few boats, here on the outskirts, as you row closer, there are not many people on the river. It's a bit sparse.
I smell that. Smells like a dirty whore. Remind me to go to the nice body house here. And
Oh,
and then he chuckles at that.
A dirty what?
You know, when a woman gets hired, it's a respectable job. You're not wrong with it.
Hired for what?
Have you ever been with a female, Aslan?
Hmm. Yes, Mukusha. She was so pretty.
Sure you'll see her again, buddy. But if you ever want a replacement, I'm sure there's something to your liking around here. And then he gestures towards the shanty, ugly-looking towns.
At least this one will be cheaper, I think.
You guys row closer into the light now, and you start to notice that there are some boats traveling and crossing the bridges, especially at the south end. There seems to be one reasonable stretch of landmass in the middle of the river, and there are maybe 4 or 5 little rickety wooden bridges crossing it. And as you row your way underneath a couple of these, you get to one bigger bridge, which seems to arc like perfectly in the middle, and it has 3 little crossings in which 3 openings in which boats can go through, and you're sort of directed. You see someone on the bridge with a lantern and a large flag, and he's sort of waving you to go through one of the smaller ones. And at first, who's steering you guys?
I'll steer.
not established, but I guess I am.
Okay. As you're like polling your way through, you like wonder why he's like directing you, and then he follows direction, I assume, and then you see what looks like a flat bottom barge cruise through the larger boat, and you look up its sides, and it looks like it could have just run you over. But what would it be doing going west of the city? Anyway, you guys make your way into the city. Where would you like to go? It's not exactly the size of a steamboater. It's more of like have you seen the British river boats? Like half one of those. Yeah, similar to the Dutch ones. Yeah, it's sort of almost rectangular shaped with of course a curved front, but then the sides are flat, and it's made for going in canals and lean rivers and stuff like
What's
that.
the hauling?
Gotcha. Okay.
People or?
You can't tell from down here, but there definitely seems to be stuff on board. You notice that there are people, and there seems to be a couple of watchmen up there with a lantern, probably playing cards or something.
All the people in uniforms? Or are they
Can
playing
you give me a
clothes?
perception check?
I will.
What time of day is it now?
It's 9:10 at night.
Okay.
5.
5. Maybe. They're a bit far away. Whatever they're
Maybe.
wearing seems to be brown.
John takes note of this ship, but he doesn't say anything about it.
Okay.
He just watches it pass, wondering where it's heading.
Where would you guys like to hit in the town?
I guess like the downtown area. The John would point towards where there seems to be like a conglomeration of businesses. You know, taverns, that kind of stuff, shops.
So, of everyone, I think the only person who might have been to Delta before is Saul. Saul, have you been to Delta before?
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Saul would know that the city is broadly divided into 5-ish districts. There's the south side, the west side, the east side, the west end, and then the islands.
Okay.
And the islands make up the vast majority of the docks, as well as the military base, the arsenal.
Which district has the like the temples and things like that?
So you know that the main church is in the west end. And that is the Church of the Holy Dawn.
Okay. And is there like a tavern or a place to stay somewhat close to there? Not too close, but close enough to where you could.
You know that in the west. Actually, give me a history check or something like that, or like some sort of knowledge check. I think history check is a good one.
Yeah, I think history makes sense. Okay, so that's a 4, which makes sense because he would probably mostly be staying in the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From your experience, you know that there is indeed a tavern in the West End, and it's a very high and fancy establishment, but you don't remember where. You never been there, and you don't remember what it's called.
It's probably a little too high profile for what I'm looking for anyway.
You do remember the entire West End is rather fancy.
Fancy, I say.
Well, John, how you feeling, like high life or low life tonight?
We got some gold on us, right? And we've been through enough. I think we
You
did.
got
as
some
a
gold
party.
coming too.
Plus, I'm not trying to get fleas tonight. I hate having to put that potion in my head.
Well, I don't remember exactly where, but I believe there is a very fine establishment on the west end.
Let's do it.
So you guys paddle your way through the river. You come to a couple more of these bridges. Finally, you come to one that, once again, there's a small little piece of landmass in the middle of the road, but this one seems to only be inhabited by a single tower. And there's a small bridge on one side and a large bridge on the other. You are once again directed by one of these guys to go to the small bridge. And at the small bridge, you see 2 bluecoats standing there. Say, halt! Tollmaster, state your purpose.
Travelers.
Why are you traveling after dark?
Because we had to.
We only got here just now.
Coming from where? Going to where?
We came from Tenton. We're coming here on business.
Beastman with you?
Yeah, he's my bodyguard.
You know his toll's double, right?
Sure.
How much is the toll?
Gold each, 2 gold for the Beastman.
We can afford it. John will pay for the group.
Are you sure? All right.
You see a man also nicely in uniform, but unlike the bluecoats, his uniform is a light, like sky blue. And he steps down to like a lower thing, and then he seems to hold onto a rope and just reach his hand out to receive the gold as you come through the bridge.
He'll nonchalantly drop 6 gold pieces into his hands, gold coins.
All right, through you go.
Cheers. And then, do they have to take the boat through, or do we walk through from where we?
No, you just push through. The entire city seems to just be built up along the river. Now that you guys are in the middle of it, the structures of the city are effectively logs and entire tree trunks that are dug deep into the mud within foundations of stone and rubble and clay piled on top of that, and then nice, beautiful decorated brick houses on top of that. It almost looks a little bit Dutch or a little bit Venetian, with nice facades of red brick and also this brown swamp brick and some like darker muddy bricks and some that you notice are green, and these collections of odd houses and buildings that narrow alleyways. And as you guys are going through, some of them are lit, some of them seem less lit, but now you guys are nearing the west end of the city. You're in the main central section of the city, and as you approach the west docks, you notice that there's a place where everybody puts their boats, and a dockmaster waiting for you if you want to go and dock your boat there.
Yeah, we will. Because what other choice do we have?
I mean, you could smuggle it in if you want. Try and hide it somewhere. It's basically just a canoe.
Fuck it. So we can save 2 gold. It's not even worth the effort.
Says, right. Purpose of your visit?
We're here on business.
Business. Any goods?
Nope. We are the goods.
Can I check?
For what?
Contraband. There's a lot of smugglers that come through these parts. Sir, I'm just doing my job, okay?
Get on with it. We don't have anything illegal on us. He gestures towards the dinky little boat with our food supplies and stuff in it.
He opens up like one bag of smelly fish and he's like, all right. Well, how many days will you be docking the boat? It's a silver a day.
Let's just say a few days.
Right, well. Name?
John.
John. I'll put you down for 3 days. How's that?
Sounds good.
All right, John.
And that's Jon.
Jon. Surname?
Morello. Don't forget it.
All right. Good, okay. And he puts his hand up, takes it over. And you guys make your way into these crowded brick streets. The city is quite alive, and there seems to be a little bit of hum, especially on the west end. You notice people in fine attire walking around. What you also notice is blue coats in groups of 4 patrolling the streets. It's a bit heavy of a patrol.
He gets a little upset. You can see he gets a little angry as he's walking, and he takes a big gulp of his flask.
And as you guys are walking the streets, everybody is sort of turning their heads to look at you. You make an unseemly sight amongst the more proper members of society.
Saul is gonna like pointedly try to distance himself from the group and try to blend in if he can.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Tell me what you're doing to try and blend in.
Is it that they're too fancy? Is that the problem?
Oh no, it's that you guys stink and you're dirty.
Right.
And you've now rolled onto the nicest, the west end of town.
That's what I mean. I'll probably try to. He'll probably like just kind of slow down and then like stick to alleyways and stuff like that. Just try to stick to the shadows.
Saul, where are you going? Hobos stick together. Come on.
Who are you calling a hobo?
It's just a joke. Sorry, Frank. Hey guys, this gnome here is not a hobo. All right, just to be clear.
This Saul's gone.
That was like one of the
We'll
passerbys
walk a little bit
walking down the
faster.
road.
Do you need me to roll a stealth roll or anything?
Yes, please, sir.
Okay.
I think we're due for a bathhouse.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a 13, buddy. It's a bad day
You're
to be me.
able to somewhat blend in, but people are also wondering why this smelly guy is walking so weirdly. You still stick out somewhat.
That's okay.
The rest of you, you're you've walked down the street. Where are you going? What are you doing?
Looking for a bathhouse. We'll ask someone if we have to.
Okay, there's tons of people on the streets. Who do you want to ask?
Hey, John. Wow, hey, John. Why don't we ask the guy that freaking insulted us? No, insulted Frank. Say that again. Say it again.
He and walks off.
Hold up a second. Luna goes towards him, puts a hand on his shoulder and says, "Where's the bathhouse?
It's like,
So we can fix this problem."
unhand me, you. Bathhouse is closed. It's nearly 10 p.m. What are you doing here, you rabble rousers?
Shut up. Go away. Thanks for the info.
Perhaps you should dunk yourselves in the river next time, he says as he's walking away.
Frank is going to sneakily put on his glove and use prestidigitation to make this guy appear like he shit his pants.
Oh my god.
You can just see him go, and then just a little comes his pants.
He walks quicker, and you see him disappear into the crowded streets.
What's that smell? That guy just shit his pants. He points at the man as he like walks away from the crowd. But
Not-
Mommy, he shit his pants.
Saul is going to come up to John and like get like a death grip on his shoulder, and he's going to whisper, "There are people here, son, who want me dead."
oh, why didn't you say so?
Because I didn't think this would happen.
You
We need to go.
Well, you don't
really
tell
thought
us
we were mature, huh?
recently, but maybe Frank can just fix our clothes so we can get in somewhere without getting kicked out.
I'm going to try to find like an alleyway anywhere.
Yeah.
to where
Yeah,
we-
Frank will want to do this out of sight as well, yeah.
Just do like a perception check or something, or would that even be necessary?
You guys can find a small alleyway somewhere between two houses, and you sort of pile in. You know,
Or-
you look around.
I don't-
Give me a perception roll to see how safe you are.
Could Frank help with that?
That's 17.
Sure.
Never mind. It's not necessary.
You guys are standing outside someone's window, but the lights are off, and you're in somewhat darkness. So
Okay.
Friends? Allies? Probably shouldn't be attracting attention to ourselves regardless, since there's some sort of elder alien evil lurking around. I don't know why. Maybe, you know what? This is on me. I should have talked about this before we even got in here.
Yeah.
But look, I don't got friends in this city. And wherever we go, we should probably have 3 people on watch tonight.
Well, first off, who's after you? Well,
John, I don't want to talk about it with you.
Well, what about with me? And then Frank like gives him his flask a little bit.
wait. You have people that want to kill you, and we're traveling with you, and you don't want to talk about it? I think we're a little beyond that.
The more
point.
you know, the worse it'll be.
No, I think we need to know what's coming. Instead of it's gonna just blindside us, we don't know what to act. We're just gonna be all scared and just hide the entire time. Like, we're here to shake the roots, Saul. Like, we need to see what pops up.
While this conversation is going on, Frank is just cleaning everybody with his prestidigitation, and it just looks like like it's just like it's a sponge that just goes and meticulously
We
cleans
were rested.
everybody.
Is everyone
slowly.
rested already?
No.
I mean,
Like-
you guys have had a long rest and then probably a short rest on the boat since this morning.
Oh, we've had a long rest. Oh.
You had a long rest last night, yeah.
All right, friends. So here's what we're looking at. All
Since
right.
then, you have investigated.
Oh yeah.
We've
Yep. Sorry. Continue.
If the right people find out I'm here, we can probably expect heavy investigation in our movements.
Are you an outlaw or something?
Not officially, no.
You could have told us this before we came here.
Look, I probably should have. Yes. Okay. We should probably just get out of here. Honestly.
I agree.
The more I'm thinking about it, we should probably just get out of this area.
I agree.
What? We just got here.
No, we need to go.
We have something we gotta do.
They will kill you, John.
What hasn't tried to kill us already? We fought in flying things of horror that we can't even explain.
Have I ever seemed very frightened of any of that?
I don't know. You're a hard man to read sometimes.
Well, that's because I ran with the people I've ran with.
John, I believe we're not trying to be on the run from the law. So maybe it is best to leave this town. Is it the entire town, Saul, or is it just?
He already said he's not an outlaw.
We just need to get out of this.
It's just trick. Okay.
We really had to go to the slums.
The slums probably would be
safer. Let us have this. I'm sure there's a nice little inn we can stay here. No one's gonna know.
Can I ask, by the way, is it just like, okay, so I know that this is the fancy place, but I'm assuming the rest aren't dumps, right? Like there's just also regular places that aren't fancy but not slums?
Yeah, so the west side, which is close to the west end, has like the merchants and all of like the middle class people, some of the guilds and stuff like that. The east side is a little bit rougher, but still sort of like more upper class, and the south side is where you guys came from, what you guys went through.
Okay. So Frank will look at John and say, we don't have to go to the slums, John, just not this fancy stuff. If it's in the interest of our safety, I'm sure you could have a less fancy bath tonight.
I'll compromise. But you owe me one.
Thank you.
You owe us one, at least a drink.
Sure. Let's go.
Look, if you feel keen to maybe dying tonight, we can go to this fancy place.
I don't, so let's go. Frank is walking, just walking someplace.
Do we spend the night here, or do we settle for less? In the name of safety.
I'm sorry, what
Settle for less danger, yes. Lula, Aslan, what do you think?
What do you guys say? Frank says we go to the East District. I say we stay here. Lula? And Aslan, what do you guys say?
I gotta go with Soul here, East. I don't want my boy to be in trouble.
And you, Aslan?
I'm going to put this as delicately as I can. John is a soft man.
What? What was that?
John is a soft man, and the people that I know will break him like an egg in 3 seconds.
Soft man? Haven't you seen the things I can do?
Yeah, I have, and it's all very impressive. But I've also seen how well you do while you're in pain.
Yeah, but I also crossed the exact same swamp you did, right alongside you, buddy. So don't be calling me no soft man, all right?
John, now's not the time.
Well, he started it.
I did.
He says, looking to Lula, looking
I
all.
don't mean it. I mean it with as little offense as I can muster. All right.
Which is not much.
It was still quite offensive, Saul. Even though you didn't mean it. All right.
It's just the truth, John. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, shut the fuck up! It's late at night, and we're trying to lay low.
You notice a troop of blue coats go past.
You're soft. You're with me, Mr. Noodle Arms.
Okay, here's what we're going to do.
Your wrist is mine.
Here is what we are going to do. We are going to go to this fancy place, and we're going to get a room there.
No, now I don't want to anymore.
No, we're going to do it.
Go east.
We're going to do it.
God, I'm traveling with a bunch of children.
You don't get to do this.
Right, we're going to the fancy place. Nick, I am looking for a place that has a vantage point.
You want to climb something?
No, I'm looking for, as we're approaching this tavern or whatever it is, I'm looking for buildings around it that have high vantage points.
Okay.
Just for later. Do you want me to message you what my plan is?
Please do, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna message you.
Frank has started drinking even more during this whole conversation, and you guys and the rest of the party will notice that he's slowly starting to get drunk.
You guys also, as you walk closer towards the, you still don't know where you're going, honestly. But it seems that most of the buildings are 2 stories with, like a main underneath that's usually a shop or like some sort of space, and then there's residential overhangs. It's a very, very overcrowded medieval style city where you guys are at. And the people around you are wearing coats of every color. You notice the troops of blue coats, people in nice lilacs and greens and deep red crimsons and everything you can imagine in between. But you are sort of wandering the streets somewhat aimlessly right now because nobody knows where you're going.
All right. I'm messaging you right now.
Cool, yeah, gotcha.
Well, he said he's looking for a vantage point, right? So I imagine he's looking for a taller building, if there might be one bigger than 2 stories that looks like it could be an inn or something.
Yeah, so you can find a building that has what looks like some sort of rooftop veranda outside sitting area built onto the roof of the building. Can you, Saul, he's too busy focusing on typing.
Sorry, go ahead.
Boom, boom, boom. You can find a building that has a rooftop seating area on it with like some parasols and some tables and chairs.
Okay. As like a good...
Yeah. As you guys wander the streets aimlessly enough, you eventually, as midnight rolls around, see what looks like an area where there are people standing outside in the streets drinking and talking, and there's some commotion. Seems familiar, like a bar. You guys have seen this before. And finally, you make your way to a building that has a hanging sign which reads "The Best in the West," with the "Best and West" like in big words.
Write that down.
That's useful. Maybe somebody should have notes this session.
And you make your way inside. Though you are cleaner, the patrons, who are not nobly dressed, but definitely neatly dressed and following the latest fashion, somewhat look at all of you except John. For once, John seems to be the one that doesn't stand out in the crowd.
Saul swaggers up to the host or the barkeep or whoever.
Feel good about this place, guys.
Behind the bar, you see a tall, skinny elven man. You know that elves have this ageless beauty, but in his agelessness, there's somehow a haggard, noble dignity to him, where he's stiff upper lip and his hair is white blonde, so it could almost be gray, and his eyes carry the weight that seems like he's just kind of over it, honestly. He says, yes, how can I help you?
How much is a room?
He looks at the group and he goes, I'm not sure this is the establishment for you.
Weave the coin. How much is room?
Well, it's 3 gold a night. Just boarding.
Alright. He's gonna pull back his coat to reach for his coin purse, and he's gonna very deliberately show his gun.
There's somewhat of an eye raised at this, just a single eyebrow. It's almost undetectable in his straight face. Very good. How many rooms will that be then?
Like, say 3 rooms, gentlemen. You want a room each?
I don't. You can see Frankie's kind of slurring his words. He's like, I don't require that much space.
It's a room each. That'd be 5 rooms, no?
Sure.
15 gold then, please.
Right. I would like your finest room on the top floor.
You would like the penthouse, sir?
Yeah.
That is 10 gold a night, I'm afraid.
How about? Is that enough for us? 4 people?
Indeed.
5 people. Sorry, I forgot about you, Frank.
He looks at Aslan and he goes,
dare you?
though the beast man is not welcome in the penthouse, I'm afraid. We can house him in the stables if you'd like.
He'll just take a regular room.
He looks at the gold again, looks back at you. Is there anything else?
That's amenable to you, we'll take it.
Here. Question for you, though. Although my furry friend here, he's not allowed to sleep in the penthouse, I still need him to be able to go up there. That's where I'll be staying, and he's my bodyguard, so I need him close.
As long as the other patrons don't see him.
That works. And what's your name, friend?
Barnaby.
Alright.
Well, Paylor bless Barnaby, and then he's gonna head up to the penthouse.
And you, sir?
I'm John. Pleasure to meet you.
If you would write in the guest book, those of you who are literate.
These are all my company. I'll just put my name down. So he writes down John Morello and Co.
Very good, sir.
Right then. By the way, do you know of any particularly nice body houses around here? If you catch my drift.
Indeed. There is 2nd Street brothel up the road. Though the madam does prefer he looks up and down at you, fancier sort. So do clean yourself properly.
Yeah, I'll probably wait till morning when the bathhouse is open.
Indeed.
But,
We have a washroom. It's on the 3rd floor. You can, 2nd floor. Please.
Would the penthouse
Make
have
use of
something
it.
like that? Like just built in, or would it?
Yeah, I would assume the penthouse would have its own bathroom stuff.
Or would it? I don't know if it would. It's kind of old school.
So there's bathrooms, but then there's a communal washroom, which is basically big tubs. Yeah.
Sounds good.
So is this just like a reception, or is this is there a bar behind this guy?
There's a bar and open area, and there's patrons drinking, and you notice some pretty waitresses walking around distributing drinks.
Yeah, can I get a bottle of mezcal from you? A couple glasses?
Indeed. Should I open a tab?
Yeah.
Yes.
How many nights will you be staying, Mr. Morello?
Only 3.
Indeed. If you would pay for the rooms now, I can put the rest on tap.
Sure.
To be settled at the end. Indeed.
Okay.
Well,
2 coins each. I'll pay for Aslan's room down here.
so that's 9 plus 30, 39 total.
Oh no, I'm just paying for one room right now. I mean, for one day. He said.
No, he said pay for all of the rooms and then you settle the tab at the end.
Oh, okay. No, he says, look, I'm staying 3 days, but I'm only gonna pay for tonight right now because we got a payment coming in. And then we can more readily pay everything then.
That'll be 2 gold for the bottle then. No, that's way too cheap. That'll be 4 gold for the bottle then.
Fine. Here. And here's one extra. He flips him a gold coin to help you lighten up.
Thank you, sir. And he hands you your bottle and 5 glasses. Is there anything else, Mr. Morello?
No, that'll do me for now. Appreciate you, Barnaby.
Indeed.
He brings it over to a table and he sets all the glasses down and pours everyone a shot, raising the bottle, saying, "Well, guys, we made it. Made it out of that damn swamp." Am I right?
Well, hey.
Then he goes ahead and clinks the shot glasses together and takes a drink of the shot, makes a face, and then he takes a drink of the bottle, right out of the bottle, makes a face again, sets it back down, pours everyone a shot again. Woo! Man, I think I haven't slept in days. It's freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Saul's gonna come back downstairs.
Saul,
Okay.
I got a shot here for you.
Oh, John.
You ever had mezcal?
He's gonna sit down next to you guys. He's like, I don't think you understand what's gonna happen. You're probably gonna want to keep your wits about you.
You're probably overreacting, man. Have a shot. Help you loosen up.
No. Here's what I think you should do. I think the lot of you should go find a brothel, my treat.
We gotta take a bath first, or a wash up, or whatever.
Do that.
Apparently, Frank's little hand trick wasn't good enough.
Well, I'm sorry.
Well,
I
I
was a
mean,
little wasted.
it's not no offense. Like you can get the outside, but you can't get the in betweens, if you know what I mean.
I don't think we've gotten that close yet, John. I wasn't gonna.
True. Here, have another shot. He goes and he slides another shot to Frank.
Frank just grabs the shot and goes, "Man, I haven't had this since I was in Big 8."
So you're telling me that your intention is to stay the night here?
Well,
Isn't that what we decided?
let's go to the penthouse. We can take this party there.
It's what it's for.
Fair enough, but we should like bring some company or something, you know?
Okay, look.
Expendable company, John. No one you're gonna get attached to.
Look.
Make it sound like they're gonna die.
They're probably all gonna die, John.
God, you are dramatic, aren't you? Dude, we're fine. We made it. We're safe here. You won't tell us what it is, so like, why are we gonna worry about it, right?
It's better if you find out.
Oh God. You don't want to ruin the surprise. Is that what it is?
Is the surprise upstairs?
You're funny. But
How
fine.
much have you guys drank already?
Let's just a few shots, you know. But I haven't
It's time to stop.
haven't eaten all day.
You can see Frank. He has his flask, and he just puts it upside down, and there's like one drop that comes out of it. It's empty. The flask of moonshine is just empty.
Oh, yeah.
End us all.
Please give me a Constitution saving throw, Frank.
Can I be with disadvantage?
If you want.
Yes, I want. I still rolled an 11.
The DC was 12. after your next shot,
Yeah.
whenever you have that, you will be poisoned. And you will be violently ill for the duration of your poisoning.
Poisoned? Jesus.
Yeah. So John stands up. He staggers a little on his feet. He steadies himself with the hand to the table, and then he snatches up the rest of the bottle of tequila. A little bit of the tequila spilling out of the top and falling on the table a little bit. He's like, "Come on!" And then he grabs the shot glasses. He grabs like a few clinking in his hands. He can't like pick up the rest, so he stumbles up the stairs, going towards the townhouse.
Frank is going to get another bottle before he goes upstairs.
That'll be gold.
Saul's gonna reach out and touch Frank's shoulder, and he's gonna whisper down, "Frank, I'm not joking. I need you at your best."
It's to go, Saul. It's to go. I'm not drinking it now, man. I'm already sloshed. No, and it's for later on the road. You know, we don't know when I'll have more.
Frank, man to man, I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a fight.
Saul, I am way too old for you to be fucking lecturing me.
I'm not
I can handle
you,
myself.
I'm warning you.
Sir, give me the bottle. And he tosses the 4 golds.
All right.
You can hear John shouting from the top of the stairs, "Tip your bartender!"
This is gonna be a disaster.
Yeah, of course. And he flicks another gold at him.
Very good. So,
have yourself a good night, Grumpy Grouch. And he goes upstairs.
Saul, are you going upstairs with them? Lula, Aslan, are you going upstairs with
Yeah,
them?
I'm going upstairs.
Aslan will follow.
Lula's just vibing.
How big is the how big is the
Lula's-
penthouse? What are we looking at up here?
Sorry, Lutando, what was that?
Lula's gonna be fucking confused with the mixed messages of John's partying and Saul's like worriedness, and she's gonna just tap out. She's not gonna bother anymore. This is too much for her.
Okay. As you guys take your key, which seems to be a fine black iron key, and open the door to it's a small landing at the very top of the stairs, where there's a small rack for you to put your coat and your shoes and the like. And as you open it up inside, it seems to be a huge room with a central table and cushioned seats surrounding it, a circular table and cushioned seats surrounding it. There's a small brazier in the corner, which seems to be nicely stoked and lit, as if someone was in the room, prepared the room for you. There are at least 2 separate rooms that have their own doors, a bathroom as well, and these rooms have double beds. It's lush. There are furs and cushions and blankets and it's all soft and rather fancy, you know. This is the sort of place where maybe a nobleman wouldn't stay, but like a rich merchant would be quite comfortable in this room, you know. There are tapestries on the wall which seem to show scenes of people fishing and scenes of the sunrise over Delta. And the whole place is nicely done up, you know.
So
Any windows?
wealthy, but not aristocratic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Are there any windows?
Yeah, there are. There in the main room has 1 window, and then all the bathroom and the 2 rooms which seem to come off of it have windows of their own each.
Is there a window like directly across from the front door?
Okay, so basically the layout is like there's the main big room, and then like all the things on one side. The door is in the middle with the doors to the rooms on the right hand side of it. Then the window is on the left hand side, and it's like a big window that opens up onto a balcony, basically.
Okay. That vantage point I found earlier, is it visible from that window?
It's if you stand on the balcony, it's to the left of you, slightly down the street.
Okay.
like maybe
So
2-3 houses down.
So not a good way to see.
You'd have visibility over the front of the tavern, like the door that you guys entered in, is below the balcony, as well as the balcony. So you'd have visibility of them from there, but not to the other side where the windows are on the other side. The penthouse literally is built into the attic of the
Gotcha. Is there a place across from us where I could actually see both the front door and our room?
Yeah, there seems to be a flat rooftop right there.
Okay, I'm gonna try to climb up on top of our roof and like kind of sneak and parkour my way around to that vantage point.
Okay, skill check.
Yes.
You need to pass or fail 2 out of 3. I need a stealth roll from you to see how stealthy you are. I need an acrobatics check from you to see how you can do with the jump, and then we'll see how it goes from there.
Okay, sounds good.
Perception check maybe or something.
Before I do this, I'm gonna turn to the others like, I highly recommend that you clean yourselves up and have a nice time at the brothel.
So John, as soon as he enters the room, he does like a drunken twirl, like, whoa, look at this place, hell yeah. And then he sets like the 3 shot glasses that he was able to carry down on a little table, and then he just like fills them up and he's like, come on guys, shots, let's do them. Then he goes to, he takes one and then he drinks it.
Frank's gonna go to Saul and like kind of like tap him, be like, Saul, do you have any more tobacco, man?
No, you gave me the last of your tobacco.
If you don't help me with the shot,
I'm gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna go find some tobacco, and he's just gonna go on a drunken adventure to go find tobacco.
Okay.
Yeah, no. If you don't help me with the shots, I'll just have to drink them myself. You can't waste them.
Frank, before you go,
could
you trap the door, please?
Trap the door? How?
I don't know.
Do you have a rope? I can put a rope. That yeah.
You know what? Could you just? Could you just put? You know what? Never mind. Never mind.
I'm good. Thank you.
I thought you were my friend.
I don't think I'm supposed to be here.
It's okay.
Then you trap the door, Aslan, and Frank will hand the rope over to Aslan.
Paul's gonna go to Lula.
You're our friend, and we paid for this room.
Paul's gonna go to Lula. You can say, Lula.
Aslan, don't leave me, please.
None of these people are listening to me.
I was listening to you. You stop talking, man. Man, I'm gonna find this fucking tobacco.
Oh, Saul, you're not listening to us. You're supposed to relax.
I want you to take this gold and find someplace to lay low. And as soon as these idiots sober up, you should send for them to join you there.
No, I'm tired. I don't want to go anywhere.
Do you hear me, Lula? I'm talking to you.
I don't know, Saul. I'm worried about you.
Okay. Does that mean you'll listen to what I'm telling you?
I don't want to leave your side.
You know what? Fine. You can come with me. It's safer than staying in here.
As long as I get to sleep, I don't care with that.
Alright. Let's do this.
Does Frank manage to be able to buy some tobacco downstairs? Is that possible?
Sure.
He's gonna bother the barman first.
Yeah, we'll sort it out.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Aslan, it's up to you, my friend. You can try to protect John if you so like. I would recommend finding somewhere else to stay. We'll just meet up tomorrow.
Stay here, Aslan. I got some stories to tell you. You're gonna open up your eyes to a whole new world.
Maybe we can stay. We can stay in my room.
What? And not in the penthouse? Are you crazy?
I'm gonna find like the different beds, and I'm gonna like I'm gonna position them so they look like there's people sleeping in them, like Lord of the Rings style.
Okay, gotcha.
And then he's gonna come back with Lula, and he's gonna pat her on the shoulder, point towards the window, and we're gonna do the skill check you talked about.
Okay.
All right, you want me to start with the stealth check?
So, what's your plan for getting across the roof? Like, it's across the street. You could probably jump it if you took a run up, but it's not exactly.
I was
easy.
thinking I would jump from roof to roof to the side and make my way around. But
Okay,
I don't.
so you're just trying to jump to like the next roof over until you find a place that's like closer together.
Yeah. Or at least like somewhere where I could like climb down and sneak across. I don't necessarily have to go from roof to roof. It's just all about like, I don't think they're gonna send someone right away, right? So I'm okay with like going slow on this.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's about making sure that people in the building still think I'm in the building.
So just real quick, while they're doing all this, John wants to be sitting next to Aslan, sipping from the bottle of mezcal, an arm like thrown over his shoulder while he just like rambles on about his numerous sexual escapades. and you see that he's good at like telling the story because with each following tale, it's like a slow crescendo of like how fantastical each story is, you know, to try and keep you drawn in for as long as possible. and then there was this one time where she was in the freaking balcony, man, and I had to call out her name 3 times.
I don't know what happened.
Goes on and on.
I don't know what's happened, guys, but the stream seems to be muted for some reason. It hasn't been the whole time. It was working earlier. I don't know.
I just noticed that.
And we're live again. Sorry about those technical issues with the magic of internet stitching together. Hopefully it'll all come together and the video will go live on YouTube without any audio issues. Anyway, we'll get back to it with the group arguing amongst themselves, and Saul and Lula deciding how they're going to get across the roof. John being drunkenly telling stories to Aslan, and Frank on a single-minded drunken quest to find tobacco at midnight in the streets of the West End, luckily, so at least he probably won't get mugged.
Now they can try.
I think let's go to Saul and Lula.
Okay.
What's your plan for getting across the roof, across the street to the other side?
So I think the main thing is getting away from, I want to escape the building without anyone in the building knowing that we're not in the penthouse anymore.
Stealth, then I will require stealth for that, please.
And maybe I'll go ahead and do that now.
Passive perception of 15. Approximately every 10 to 15 minutes, 4 blue coats.
I'm going to spend an inspiration on that because I am sick of rolling below a 10 on everything.
You're very welcome to. With your passive perception, you do know that approximately every 10 to 15 minutes, a troop of 4 blue coats walks down the streets on one of their patrols.
So I got a 27 on my stealth check.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Nice. Lula?
Shit. I got a 7.
That's okay. I think we evened out. Hopefully we evened out.
Yeah.
Passable.
I'm going to roll a perception check for the blue coats walking underneath you in the streets. It's late at night. They're just trying to get over with their shifts.
Okay.
Luckily, you're not noticed.
All right. And then from there, we'll.
Though Lula does slip up, and a tile slides down the roof and gets caught in the gutter. Luckily.
Careful, Lula. We're gonna go down a ways, and then, if we can't find where the roofs are closer together to where we can jump across and make our way back to that one flat roof we talked about, that has a good vantage point of both the room and the front door, then we'll climb down to the street and find a way across there, and then climb back up.
So you can go about 2-3 houses down, and there's a place where both of the houses have extensions coming forward, hanging over the street. So it's only maybe a 5-foot gap between them, maybe a little bit more, maybe 7 foot. You could jump it, but on the other side, from where you're jumping down, it's a tiled roof like that, and to the other side where you're jumping is a tiled roof like that leads to a flat area. So it's not so much the jump that's the issue. It's catching yourself on the other side.
I don't really see much point in risking it, because we still got plenty of time. So we'll just climb down and climb back up.
Okay. I mean, you know from past experience, you could also just throw a rope over and do it like that with a line or something.
Okay.
But
yeah,
that was
yeah, I could do that. I'm more worried about Lula, is the thing.
Her dex isn't bad.
If you take your time, I will give you, and you want to set up like a line, so you walk across or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You can have advantage on your dexterity checks to get across. Athletics or acrobatics check.
Okay.
But then that'll take 10 minutes, and I'm going to take another perception roll for the blue coats.
Sure.
One of them looks up and like, people really hanging laundry across the streets. This city's really going to the dumps. And
I got an 18 on my acrobatics roll.
Lula?
23.
Nice.
You guys, first Saul goes, shimmies across. The blue coats are behind you. You hear their streets, you hear their feet clopping on the cobbles of the streets. And then Lula, with the agility of a dancer, using all of her muscles, shimmies across to the other side.
Excellent. All right.
Are you going to leave the line up?
No, I'm gonna try to take it with me. If I can do that quietly.
Please make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. 25.
You pull the rope up from where you looped it across, and then just, and with a deft flick, the wave travels along the rope and perfectly unhooks itself, and you just tug it across. As it's coming down to slam onto some poor unsuspecting sleeping person's window, you just tug the last bit out of the road. And right as you do, a blue coat sort of looks up and continues walking along his patrol route.
All right, let's proceed to the that roof we talked about.
You're able to make your way onto what seems to be a flat roof. It's two roofs sort of next to each other, and it seems that while some of the roofs in the town are built rather steeply, they're not built for snow, they're built for rain. So it's more about having good drainage than having thing. So where you guys find yourselves is sort of a flat area with what's the word I'm looking for? Drainage gullies, like all along the edges. And if you can either sit just on top of that, or there's the wedges in between the two sets of roofs, both of which sort of give you a vantage point. You sort of have to be on it to see through the balcony window onto the door, which is what you're trying to achieve, right?
Yes. And
you have to sit on the roof to do that.
Yeah,
It's a bit camp.
That's fine. I want to unsling my rifle and just keep an eye out. And I'd ask Lula, because they just help me keep an eye out. Thankfully, it's seems like a pretty lively place, so we'll hopefully have a good look around at what's going on.
What you do notice is one of the pretty serving girls come out of the back door and then hail over a troop of bluecoats who sort of seem somewhat excited to actually have something to do on this goddamn boring midnight shift. They make their way through the back entrance of the tavern.
Yeah, Saul's
A
gonna.
few moments pass. Saul's gonna.
Yeah, he's gonna kind of pat Lula on the shoulder and point that out,
See.
and he's gonna keep an eye on the front door of our penthouse, see if the bluecoats end up coming in there.
A moment passes. And then another. And then Aslan and John hear a vicious bluecoats, open up!
What the hell? Damn bluecoats. Aslan, get your gold ready. And then he starts standing up to make his way for the door.
Saul sees John stand up and make his way to the door.
I got a gun trained on the door.
John makes his way to the door. Aslan, what are you doing? Lula, what are you doing?
Aslan is just looking left, right.
Lula?
Oh, what the heck do we do?
John looks over his shoulder towards Aslan and he says, Aslan, I think you should go hide on the roof or something. You're not supposed to be in here. I'll handle this.
Open up!
Then Aslan will try to hide on the roof.
So,
By the Duke's law, open this door!
what do you want? We paid for our rooms. We're having a party.
We have reports of a stolen firearm.
The hell are you talking about? I don't even have a gun.
Open the door.
What's your name, soldier?
It's like fluster for a second. If you open the door, maybe we can talk nicely.
Well, you don't sound too nice banging on my door of the room that I paid for at midnight. Calling the Duke's law stolen firearm? What proof do you have?
Sergeant Bradley, and I'm here on report of a suspicious stolen firearm. Now, if you don't open this door, we'll be forced to come in here by force. Do you understand?
Come in here by force. You're gonna have a bad evening, sir.
Are you threatening us? I believe he's threatening us. Are you
Saul's,
threatening us?
He says, I'm not there yet, but you keep pushing me like that.
can we
You're not
hear
gonna
him?
have a nice evening. But I will open the door.
Come back.
But if
No.
you try and barge your way in, all rude like, I'm not gonna be nice anymore, okay?
Aslan, can I have a stealth check to get yourself to the roof? Without making too much fuss.
11.
You are able to get onto the roof. It's not particularly stealthy. At this point, the door to the balcony is open, and Saul can hear the muffled shouting and drunken arguing of John. Sees Aslan slink his way to the rooftop.
So what you can see here, Lula,
Getting to
is John making things worse.
So John goes and opens the door, and then
You
he has a bottle of mezcal in his hand, and he's setting himself up against the wall, and then he just like waves his hand with the bottle and is spilling some alcohol on the floor, and he says, "Go ahead, you can search. There's nothing illegal here. Nope, we're clean as a whistle, clean as a whistle. I tell you."
right. And you see what looks like a tall human man with a grey, close-chopped mutton chop sideburns and a large handlebar moustache. He seems rather neat, though rather old just to be a sergeant. and a troop of 4 just look like young random blue coats. 2 humans. One of them appears to be some sort of half dwarf. He looks a bit stocky
And
to
if
be
you
a
make a
human.
mess of things, the board will hear of it. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have interrupted you, my bad.
No, it's okay.
No, that's all right.
I was going to
What
ask,
are you
do I
doing?
recognize any of these people?
No.
Okay.
They're blue coats, random blue coats.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I was about to say, give me a perception check or whatever. You could roll a natural 20. I would give you the same piece of information, I'm afraid.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
okay.
like,
I just wanted to
yeah.
make sure no one's undercover in there.
Understood. Yeah, good thinking. Listen, okay, we'd rather do this nicely. Boys, just go and have a look around. Don't make a mess. And the guys sort of like force their way past you.
They don't need a force. He already like stepped aside and he has his back to the wall and letting them through the little hallway entry.
They look through. They also smell your smelly fish rations. They sort of turn things around a little bit. They look underneath the beds. They leave it a bit messy. You know, they tip it. Nothing here, sir.
Oh, well, what do you know? Big surprise.
And on the balcony, why is the door open?
To let the air in. The freaking the fishes smell the place up. Yep.
Weaver, have a look around. All right. And the dwarven-y looking dude goes, sort of looks around, and Aslan, you got an 11, right?
Yeah.
Seems fine to me, sir. Well, we're sorry for the bother then.
And I thank you for the apology. Good day to you. Good evening. Whatever.
Don't let me catch you this side of the law again. Understood? Good night. And he closes the door behind him and walks on.
You didn't catch shit. We're doing nothing but having a good time.
You say to the door as he walks out.
Yeah, he does. And John's like, last word. So John stumbles back to the little comfy couch, and then he lays back onto it, and he takes a swig from the bottle again, and he waits like a minute, and then he calls out, Aslan, coast is clear.
He'll slink back into the apartment.
And then John says, smooth criminal.
What would you guys like to do as your evening ticks on? If nothing else proceeds,
John's going to drink until he passes out.
Later, the blue coats exit from the building, make a report to another troop that seems to be crossing on the streets, and then takes a beeline, sort of in the opposite direction.
What is the opposite direction?
So their regular sort of routine was coming from outside the outskirts of the city towards the river, and these guys seem to make their way just south.
That's fine. So
sorry, John, what were you saying?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Just that John drinks until he is passed out drunk.
Okay. As you drink and drink and drink, and your consciousness slowly starts to fade, and the exhaustion that you've been feeling sets in on you, you seem to drop back, and it almost feels like sleep has finally embraced you. And I'll get back to you in a second. What are the rest of you doing?
Saul is he's gonna whisper to Lula. He's gonna say, so in all likelihood, either someone looking to move up or to please is gonna let certain people know, and we can expect trouble either tonight Or it might be delayed. We could expect it tomorrow, but I do not intend to sleep.
Lutando, your mic isn't picking it up. Come on. Louder.
Nothing.
You gotta sleep.
Nothing.
Oh.
Try again.
There it is. There it is.
You gotta sleep.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't gotta do anything. You can sleep if you want.
All right. Well, I'll go to sleep. Just wake me up if you need anything. I'm chilling here just in case. Just make sure I don't roll over something.
All right. Is she in danger of like sliding off the roof if she falls asleep? Okay.
It's pretty flat.
Okay. All right. Should we good?
John, the blackness of what should be sweet, blissful sleep seems to overtake your mind, but it's still running. You feel no rest. Instead, you just feel the empty stillness. And in the stillness, you feel the moon reach its zenith as midnight ticks over. And then you feel what just seems like a pop in the darkness. And at first, it doesn't seem ominous. And then you feel the echo of this pop. It shudders down your spine. And you feel someone's consciousness disconnected from this plane of reality. And then again. And then again. And then again. And every time you feel the pain of the severing of their psychic connection to whatever broader thing connects us all. And you're unable to sleep. And what seems like sleep does not reach you. Would you like to do anything in this state?
Well, John would try and breathe deep and try and calm himself down, but he can't help but hyperventilate, feeling overwhelmed at this psychic snap.
Can you please make me a wisdom saving throw?
Yes. That is a 12.
12? You feel the darkness squeeze around you, suffocatingly close. And you hear a voice. Why do you squirm, fate? And with that, you open your eyes and you flutter and you look around. And dawn has come, though you do not feel rested from the night before. You don't feel drunk at all either, or even hungover. You feel very sober, and there's sweat dripping from your forehead. Your mic isn't picking you up, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like panting and stuff. But
I think the crisp was cutting out there.
yeah.
I'll add it in for you.
It's okay. Yeah, he's just like panting, running his hand across his forehead, looking at the sweat on his hand, looking confused as he looks around, and then just quickly jumps to his feet and checks his surroundings.
Are you still doing the thing of not sleeping, may I ask?
Well, yes, but I mean, he did pass out last night from drinking, but then now he wakes up completely sober, feeling unrested, which is fine.
Could you give me a con save, please?
Yes, sir.
Well, I need to do that as well.
You need to do that as well, yeah. You succeeded the
10.
last one, luckily. 10. You are on a single point of exhaustion. You are not able to take a long rest and recover that. And you still feel exhausted.
No, I'm on 3 points of exhaustion, right?
You're at 3 now?
Yeah.
Last time I thought you were on 2.
No, I was
I
on
thought you
1.
recovered 1. You're on
No,
one?
I was on one, and then I haven't slept. It was like 2 nights, and then this is the third night after having one. So I'm at 3 right now, and then that was the third night, so 4, right? For failing con save.
For one of those, you didn't fail the con save, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure this is either the like you maintaining the first or the second point of exhaustion.
Okay.
I don't think I'm giving.
So I'm at 3 then.
3, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, my bad.
I got an 11.
I have it written down, but my notes are.
It sounds right.
I need to correct them again. Saul, what did you get?
I got an 11.
An 11?
Yeah.
I'm afraid you do not succeed your con save.
That's fine.
You take a point of exhaustion.
What does that do?
I get a disadvantage on
does.
ability checks.
I mean, John's, because he has 3.
Oh.
So I'm in combat. I have half movement. I have disadvantage on saves and attack rolls, I think, and I have disadvantage on ability checks.
Sheesh.
So just disadvantage.
Yeah, just all around disadvantage.
Just all around disadvantage.
Yeah, I got to make sure I right click every roll and roll with disadvantage.
It's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Lula. You wake up with a bird landing on your head and pecking at it. Saul would usually notice this, but his eyes seem to be fixed on the inn still.
Wow. Morning, Saul. You look
Frank,
dead.
in the night, you were able to wander around the streets. As you asked for tobacco from ever increasingly strange strangers, eventually someone felt kind of bad for you and then gave you some tobacco. You then tried to make your way back to the inn, but being as drunk and unsure as you were, you wandered around the streets somewhat. In your wandering around the streets, I'm going to ask you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom. A 9.
9.
Yeah, 9.
You're able to find your way back to the inn, and you finally stumble your way upstairs, opening the door, and John and Aslan are awake, and it's dawn, and you
I got it.
sort of rub your eyes. It's morning time. Could I please have a Constitution saving throw from you?
Sure.
This town is very dangerous, guys. Better not sleep at night.
18.
You save it. You save it. Well, not exhausted. You definitely could have slept better. You don't get a long rest,
Damn.
but
Are you still drunk, Frank?
I haven't stopped drinking.
Wow, my goodness. Not as old as you look, huh? He goes and punches him in the arm.
I can hang with you young folks. I've been drinking since before you were born.
True that. I believe you. Well then, I guess it's time to get to work, huh? Start investigating.
Oh
fit?
God. Yeah, sure. Just
Yeah.
give me like 5 minutes. And he
I don't-
goes and he lays down and he just hears some snoring for 5 minutes and then he wakes back up.
All right. In the meantime, John goes put some water on his face and drink and some coffee to drink. No, not on Frank's face, on his own face. And
Sorry, I misunderstood that for a second. I was like,
that's all good. So yeah, and he goes. I guess he goes downstairs to find some strong coffee to drink, and he's gonna make coffee for everyone, or order coffee for everyone. Put some whiskey in it.
there's like a tea cart that has tea, coffee, and other warm drinks for everybody to enjoy in the morning.
No
Right.
milk?
There's milk if you'd like milk.
How about some honey?
There's honey. There's even sugar, which
Wow.
is in Vegas
that's high class.
very expensive. but seemingly cheap enough here that small little cubes are available for you to put into your coffee and tea or whatever you'd like.
Is it complimentary?
Oh, yeah. It seems like the tea table is free.
Hell yeah.
But,
John's going to put cream, sugar, and honey in his coffee.
Frank's
and
gonna,
whiskey. And some mezcal. No, actually just the mezcal.
Frank is going to mention the fact that John be like, hey, they have sugar over here, man. That's complimentary too. That's not.
Hell yeah. I told you it was a good idea to stay here. He says, like, putting in like 2 or 3 cubes.
Yeah, you can see Frank just putting like 4 cubes of sugar into his tea.
Yeah, Lula and Aslan have probably never seen sugar before.
Aslan will take a cube and put it in his mouth.
Well, try one. It's sugar.
It's
called sugar.
Sweet.
I mean, really, the sugar
it tastes like nothing you've ever... Okay, so you must understand, if you live in a society where like the sweetest thing you have is like the natural vegetables and stuff like that, and you don't have sugar, when you have sugar, I don't know, have you ever like tried not eating sugar for a week or like whatever? Like we did like a challenge for school where we weren't supposed to eat sugar, right? After that week, guys, you have like a normal glass of milk and it tastes like a milkshake. So if you've never had sugar and you put a piece of sugar in your mouth, it's like, wow, you know?
It's like you want drugs.
And Aslan experiences, yeah, exactly. Aslan experiences that immediate sugar rush, just bam.
How many cubes are there?
So there's a small plate full.
So Aslan's pupils are gonna dilate, and he's just gonna grab the plate and flip him over his mouth.
You hear from behind you,
Aslan.
Mr. Morello, if you would control your companion, please.
I'm very sorry. He's just never had sugar before. He's a country boy, you know? He goes and puts 5 gold down on the cart. Sorry.
You could see Frank just go like, Aslan, relax. It's not that much sugar isn't good for you.
This is amazing.
Refill this, please.
I know.
What do you mean it's not good for you? If it's not good for you, then why does it taste so good? Aha. But you don't have an answer for that, do you?
You know what? You go ahead, man. You could use a couple pounds.
I like to keep a fit figure, you know? That's how the ladies like it.
You can see Frank raise an eyebrow at this statement.
Lean and mean killing machine. That's what they called me back in Baygate.
You can see Frank just like shake his head no as he says this.
As you enjoy your coffee, the other two, Lula and Saul, what are you guys up to?
So is it still morning time?
Yeah. Dawn is now broken over this.
Can we have breakfast here?
Yes, but you do have to pay for it.
Would there be reason for my character to think that the people I'm worried about would strike at dawn due to their belief system?
You know that
this without giving away any details.
You know that the people. You know that there's no time of the day that you're really safe.
Okay.
You know that dawn is dangerous for its own reason. Midday, high noon is dangerous for its own reason. Sunset is dangerous for its own reason. Midnight is dangerous because things still operate in the shadows.
Okay, sounds good.
I really thought he was going to say dangerous.
John orders a feast for breakfast.
Yeah. He says, Lula, let's get something to eat. We're do me a favor, tell the others we're gonna need to find somewhere else to sleep tonight. And I'll meet them in the Merchants District.
Merchants District? Where the heck is that?
It's not far from here. It's a little to the east.
To the south.
A little to the east.
To the south.
A little to the south then. Got it. East and south. Got it.
Southeast from here.
Okay, southeast. Okay, so southeast, then southeast. Got it. I'll let everyone know.
Southeast and southeast.
Soul,
South by
the way?
southeast.
Soul,
Mm-hmm.
look after yourself. I don't know what's going on, but look after yourself, man.
We'll
I'll see you
do.
there.
All right. He's gonna climb down from the roof down an alleyway, and I don't know if we're close to done or not.
We'll probably go for another 10, 15 minutes because we're a bit late.
That's fine. He's going to look for probably the meanest looking homeless person he can find that looks sort of like him.
Okay.
And we're gonna make a deal.
Okay, you find a gruff, old, wiry dwarven man who seems to have blue ink tattoos from the tips of his fingers all the way to the bottom of his neck, across the right-hand side of his body. And he is wearing a pair of pants with so many holes in them that they look like some piece of modern fashion.
I was
And
looking more for someone human like me.
a human?
Yeah.
Okay.
You wanted somebody that looked like him, right?
Or someone that looks like
Someone who looks like you. Okay. You can find like this old. He's a bit older than you, but his whole body looks like a husk. You know, it
Yeah.
looks like lips after you've sucked a lemon.
it looks like me.
Only difference is his hair is white.
That's fine.
Other than that, he's wiry and scrawny like you. Yeah, what do you want?
Friend, I'd like your help with something. I can pay well.
You got money for me?
Sure do.
Yeah, what you want?
I want the clothes off your back. Trade you.
You want these old rags? Yeah. How much you gonna give me for them?
Give you my clothes. And I'll give you 2 nights over that fancy place over yonder.
When you say that fancy place over yonder, you didn't find this guy in the West End. I'm just saying.
I know.
You had to look around. So
The best in the West. I got 2 nights there. You can have it.
they wouldn't even let me in that place.
I'll clean you up first.
I like to see you try, boy.
Pay you well.
Show me the money then.
I'll take out 20 gold.
Be sure it's not 200 silver.
Woo-wee.
I'll take out,
You ain't playing, is you, sonny?
And he'll take out.
Okay. And he starts getting like naked in the streets. He starts like taking off his clothes.
No. We're in the alleyway. I pulled him into the alleyway.
Okay. I'm coming.
Okay. And he's gonna take out his gun, which is not loaded,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna hand it to him.
Nice piece of kit you got here.
Yeah, I'm gonna want that back. Well, maybe. I don't know. But the only part of this that I need you to do is I just need you to keep that on your hip and stay in that building for 2 days.
What's the catch?
Well, what do you mean, what's the catch? What's there to ask, friend?
You make me look like you. Hey, who's after you, boy? I'm not stupid, you know.
I know you're not stupid. But
Hey, who's after you, boy? Give me a straight answer now.
reverence.
He like looks, thinks about it for a second. Church? Inquisition?
Something like that.
Whew. I ain't afraid of no God. Okay. And he takes the gun and he like puts it right in the front of his pants.
I'm giving him my clothes. That's really bad gun etiquette. You should really take the holster.
Yeah, say so. You say so. He puts it in the holster. He looks similar to you, but he does have a white beard.
That's fine.
You can leave it.
It's been a long time.
Yes, sir.
I did say I was going to clean him up first. I would like to try to take him to the baths. Maybe I can get him dye or something.
Okay. Yeah, you can find a barber shop.
Okay. That's what we're gonna do, and then I'm gonna have my character cut his hair like this.
Okay.
Canon.
That's what you're doing with your morning. The
That's
rest
what I'm
of
doing
you.
with my morning.
Yeah, John orders a feast. He didn't sleep, so he tries to make up for it with some chemical fuel. And then afterwards, he would want to go to the bathhouse to have a proper bath. And then he'll catch Saul there with a naked homeless man.
Yeah, we'll be we'll be chilling in the sun, the two of us.
That's effectively how the run of events goes. 2 silver for the sauna each, and then the feast, if you want the full breakfast, is it's I guess 2 silver.
2 silver for a sauna
like
and for the feast
feast
in the morning. Interesting.
No, the feast is 2 silver. The sauna is 3 silver.
Oh, okay.
I've subtracted that. Cool.
I'm
If
just
you would
making
like to
1
go to the
gold
sauna.
for like tips and all.
Cool. Who would like to go to the sauna after the feast?
Frank will also go to the sauna, yeah.
Not me.
Come on, Aslan, maybe you can get inside. If you've never been to a bathhouse, you really ought to take a look.
Take a look.
I don't want to get wet.
You won't get wet. You'll just get a little moist. It's not as bad, trust me.
It's nice and warm.
Okay.
There you go, big fella.
Oh yeah, guys.
You make your way.
By the way,
Yeah.
now we need to meet Saul if we see him. We need to meet Saul at the marketplace, which is southeast again. We'll meet him there. I don't know. That's what he said.
Okay.
Alright, but after we take a bath, because we weren't able to get one last night.
That's good. I want to go to the marketplace anyway.
Alright.
You will make your way to the bathhouse. At the entrance of the bathhouse, the matron takes your money and she says, "Not him."
How
Pointing, of course, at Aslan.
How about now? And then he goes and slides a gold coin to them.
Takes the gold and she goes,
Don't you have a private room? And Frank will slide 5 more gold over.
she takes the gold and she goes, "Go to the back, it's quieter."
Thank you.
Alright. And then
And
we
as
go
you
to the
guys
back.
go to the back, you notice a now bald, familiar-looking man, as well as another old, scraggly-ass, skinny-ass, homeless-looking man who's got tattoos on the entire right-hand side of his body up to his neck.
Didn't they already
And
do
they-
the clothes swap?
Oh yeah, but now they're naked in the bathhouse because you sit
Approach
like,
the
in
dwarf.
bath.
As if he were Saul, and he would say, "Saul, what are you doing with this homeless man?" And then he looks from the dwarf to Saul.
Well, it's not a dwarf anymore. It's a human now.
Yeah, it's a human.
Yeah, I misunderstood the meaning of what Saul was looking for. He was looking for a human man.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
He's looking for somebody that
Yeah.
looks like Saul, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So he's gonna approach the homeless man thinking it's Saul, and then he's gonna say, "Saul, what are you doing with this homeless man?" And then he's gonna look to Saul.
Well, John, that's very rude.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Why do you look like a hobo?
because
What happened to your hair?
it suits my purposes, son.
We really,
It's
you're
not
really
good
going
on you.
deep undercover there this time, huh?
Now, I hope you enjoy your
You-
night at that fancy, dancy place of
You
yours.
look like
because,
shit.
what's the homeless guy's name? I would have asked his name by now.
Trent.
Trent. I'm gonna write that down. He's gonna become an important NPC.
That depends how long he lasts, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try to keep.
Well, we're gonna make sure we care about him before he dies.
Yeah. I hope you enjoyed that fancy dancy place of yours, because Trent here's taking the other 2 nights.
I didn't even get to sleep there.
Well, you probably should have done that then.
No, are we gonna spend another night there at least?
No.
Saul, I got us some tobacco.
Good on you, Frank. Thank
What?
you very much.
So you make us go to the fancy place just to take it away?
Yeah. Look at me.
How's that fair?
Look
That's
at me.
not fair.
Look at me.
Do I look like I give a
I'm
fuck?
looking at you. You look homeless.
This is my party now.
Alright, so
I'm the captain now.
Well, you don't want to tell us what's going on. I guess we'll just have to do what you say and see where it leads us to.
Look, John, have I ever led you astray? Have I ever done anything that wasn't good for you?
Yeah.
You've done stuff that wasn't good for
Name
me.
one time.
You drew me as a worm. Was that good for me?
It was good for your. It was good for your
Yeah, right.
humility. Yeah. Humility is
Did
very.
it really help? Well, it didn't help.
For the word
Did it?
ego.
I mean, I think it helped.
I'm still full of myself. Don't you worry about it.
I'm not worried about that.
All right.
I am.
But if you only got the drawing to point at, I think my point stands.
I still think it's a weak point for you not to tell us what's going on.
The less you know, the less likely you are to get hurt.
You can't prepare for something you don't know anything about, Saul.
Yeah.
So I
So you
have to
could
disagree
say-
with that one.
I tell you what.
Yeah. How about this person here? Is it
Well,
better for them too?
This person is Trent, as I said.
Hey
Hello,
Trent, what do you tell you, Trent? You can tell us.
Don't tell them anything, Trent. Remember who's playing you.
What is he getting you into, Trent? Do you know this man? I've been traveling with this man for over a week now. I've seen him do all sorts of things.
He looks at Soul and goes, You don't know these people?
I have no idea who they are, Trent. Don't pay them any mind.
I know who this man is. We came together
Looks at you all
all the way
suspiciously.
from Tenton.
I
I've
thought
seen
the
him
railroad
kill like
wasn't
10
done
men.
yet.
He killed 10 men, didn't even bat an eye.
He looks at you and goes, Seems about right.
So what did he
There's
tell
only
you?
4 of you, so I'll
Who's
be
after him?
careful.
Who's after him?
He looks at Soul again. He goes, He said he killed 10 men. There's only 4 of you. I'd be careful.
Guys, you can see Frank just going, guys, I don't think any one of us is really that big of a threat when we're in these clothes. And he just points at the fact that we're all like half naked in a bathhouse.
Are we half naked or are we fully naked?
I'm assuming we have
Oh,
like
my
a
bad.
towel around us.
There are linens that are offered. Trent is sitting perfectly al natural. He did not feel the need to take a linen. His old, saggy, gray hair is damp in the thick mist.
Saul has like just a good sized hand towel. It's like a little mini skirt.
A very well endowed hand towel.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, same.
that hand
I'm
towel,
wearing
I bet,
tiny
has a
little
very
towel,
nice
too.
personality. That's average size towel.
Oh my god.
Frank definitely took an average sized towel.
Gentlemen, I will explain
Which for him would be
everything
big.
in due course.
Ah,
Now I just want you to trust me. It's a trust exercise.
I don't like
we have
it.
no choice, do we?
Not really, no. Besides, we've got other important things to keep.
Well, what are we even doing here? Then you should. I still don't get it. Why go along with coming here? How are we supposed to find the hive if we have to hide the entire time?
Trent, cover your ears. Please. Are you alive, Trent?
Trent.
He's like looking at you guys all suspiciously. He goes, Hive? I think I'm gonna go wash off, yeah? And he steps out of the room and makes his way towards where there's cold baths.
You frightened Trent. I hope you're proud of yourself.
He was a pussy anyway.
Well, he probably, according to what you're telling us, he should be frightened.
I don't know. He's one of the toughest people I've ever met, to be honest with you.
Oh, did you mean to say expendable?
No, I don't. I actually quite like him. I want to try to make sure he doesn't die.
Right. Is that why you hired
Is that
him?
is that why you dressed him up as yourself?
No, that was when I thought he was expendable, but he's grown on me.
That was quick.
I don't know what to tell you. He's a good listener.
well, good on you for taking pity on him.
It's not really a pity thing. It's I don't know. He just has I like his spirit.
You're
Something
weird.
that he said to Saul that would be worth repeating is he's not homeless, just he hadn't found somewhere that can hold him yet.
He knows the risks.
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't, I guess.
Well, then he knows more than us.
Yeah, he does. He knows more than us. Thank you, Frank.
That's kind of the point. Is I prefer you guys to just focus on the. I can handle
So
it.
if
It's my
he's-
thing.
Guys,
So if
guys,
he's
I'm-
not expendable, then why'd you tell him? So does that mean that we're
I
expendable?
told
but
him when
Trent
I
isn't?
got the clothes from him. I told you he was expendable then.
Guys, I'm gonna say it. I think I liked Saul more when he was mute.
That's
Yeah.
right. Well, that's just hurtful.
Can we go back to that? Because it's
Now I have to
not
trust
like
him on
you're
a bunch
sharing
of
my
stuff?
gels.
Well,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know, John. Why don't you just steal my journal again?
But mostly, you mostly just started talking just to be mean to us. So why don't you be quiet for a bit again, huh? He says with a smirk, like implying that he's joking, half joking.
That's fine. Well, that's very clever, John. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Took me about 5 seconds to think of that. But
Where did you get those 5 seconds from? That was.
but in all seriousness, Saul, please at least tell us what the next step is for us. Is it really just to hide and wait?
No, no. I don't
What do we
think.
do from here?
Here, okay. Let me explain.
You have
It
all the
occurred-
cards, so
It occurred to me last night. I had a lot of time to think. If people are disappearing here, which we have on good authority is happening, then if it was people on the rich side of town, we'd have heard about it. We're not going to get our answers on the rich side of town. We may as well rub elbows with the people that are more likely to disappear and have no one notice.
how would we have heard about it? We didn't even question anyone about it because you told us not to, essentially.
I never said that.
Well, you told us to hang low and stay in the penthouse and don't.
No, that
draw
was just for
attention.
last night, John. It was just for last night, John.
So I can talk
so
to
we're in
people now?
phase 2 now. Yeah.
I was genuinely frightened for our lives.
Oh.
You didn't seem very frightened.
But maybe you
That's the
should
same
know that the
expression you have
Bluecoats
now.
actually visited us last night.
Fucking bluecoats? What?
Yeah, they came hammering on our door.
I saw.
I remember. What do you mean you saw? You weren't there.
I had sights trained on them.
Oh, really? That's creepy.
Ready
Anyway,
to kill
so
them for you.
What?
like I said, that's creepy.
What if those useless
But I
punks
appreciate it. Well, they were asking about some stolen gun. You know anything about that, Saul?
stolen no gun.
What did they specify? What kind of gun it was?
They just said a stolen firearm. Apparently, they were there under the Duke's orders.
Sounds like some bullshit.
The Duke?
Maybe. But that's
So
mighty coincidental, right? As
Was
soon
it
as
the
the
Duke
first
or
thing
was
that we
his
get
name
here,
Duke?
I don't know, man. I was drunk.
Okay.
Duke something
That would-
under the Duke's orders.
That would be useful to know.
No, I think it was a Duke
Fair
or
enough.
the Duke. Is there more than one Duke in the colony?
I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta
The
brush up
colony is
on
the
my
land
nobilities.
of the Duke. Anyway,
One more
Oh
time?
yeah,
Nick, one more time?
yeah. No, it sounded like the Duke.
yeah. So the Duke is the highest authority in the land. All law is under from word of the Duke.
So it's one Duke.
No, it was, pretty sure it was the Duke, not some guy named Duke.
All right. I'm just surprised.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with the troubles that you've been expecting for us.
Well, it's not. It definitely changes my strategy somewhat, maybe. We'll see how the next 2 nights go.
Aslan, what were you doing when the blue coats showed up?
He was hiding.
I hid in the roof.
You hid on the roof. Okay.
I just want to say it's a dick move to keep us in the dark, Saul. Dick move.
Yeah, you speak about trust, but I don't have too much trust to spare.
All right,
Yes.
you just want to hear it then? You just want to know the whole thing?
Yes.
At least something.
I want to say too bad, but that does seem unfair. All right, I'll tell you a little bit. I don't want to get into it because then it's going to be like 100 questions. I used to work for some very bad people.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I would like to end the session. Dun dun dun.
Saw that coming.
I couldn't think of a better cliffhanger. And also it gives Petey some time to
to get my
prepare
thoughts
himself
together.
a little bit more. Poor man, you put him on the spot.
Yeah.
Well,
He is God,
everyone,
man.
For the raid, thank you so much for the raid. God mode, whoever that is, we appreciate it. Thank you, Kelazar, for hosting us. Thank you, everybody who watched and liked. And if you're still watching, hit us with a follow. We appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Same place, same time. Let's see what Saul has to say.
Hopefully a little bit on time.
Yeah, and hopefully next week we'll be on
Thank you,
time.
everyone.
We won't have any technical difficulties. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next week. And good luck on all your future adventures.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.